Hey guys, it's Cho and I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be, as the title will suggest, about Glossier. I don't know if you've tried any of their products. I'm actually a big fan of their balm.com lip balm. I'm having it on right now. This is the flavor mango, and it's really good. It was gifted to me by a dear friend, Drea, if you're watching. Thank you. I'm still using them. She gave me a bunch, by the way, so that's why I hadn't gotten rid of all of them. But I also love the coconut. That's a good one as well. But anyway, this video is about kind of the downfall or the beginning of the end of Glossier. Let me know in the comment section if you are a big fan of any of their products. Let me know which products you love down below, and also give me all of your commentary and thoughts on my opinions that I'm going to give in this video. Now, just so you know ahead of time, I have a lot of links. References for the research that I've done are always going to be in the description box. If you have not been looking at the description box of my videos, you're missing out. There's always helpful links down there. I don't just like pull stuff out of my ass for these videos. I actually do some research. So I will be putting those links down below. Now let's get right into it. Glossier was started in 2014 by a makeup blogger named Emily Weiss, or Weiss, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Weiss. We'll say Weiss. She targeted millennial women who were really into the whole minimalism. You know, listen, millennials, we're known for being broke the house, okay? So I don't know if it was a choice for our generation to be into minimalism, or if it was just because we're broke and we were forced to, but I think that it was the perfect storm at that time. You know, she coined the term skin first, makeup second, and that really resonated with culture at that time. I think that was a period of time where women, you know, they had kids, they had a full-time job, and they only had 5 minutes to get ready before they walked out the door in the morning. So they didn't really have time to do the whole glam, Hollywood glam, and be all done up. They just really wanted to have a minimalist approach to their skincare and their makeup, and to look beautiful and feel beautiful. And so they definitely capitalized off of that vibe. You know, their packaging and marketing materials were pink and ethereal and white, and they were just really on message when it came to body positivity. So let's watch an ad from back in the day from Glossier so you can kind of see kind of the vibe they were going for.
Feeling like Paloma. Growing up, I never saw myself in a beauty space. Glossier, believe in me. Save the game. Don't change who you are. My friends and my sister allow me to see the world differently and just laugh in the process. Feeling like my best, feeling like ride or die queens. Feeling like Glossier.
Now, while ads like this are pretty ubiquitous in 2022, back then in the day, they were kind of groundbreaking. I don't know if I'm putting too much, like, if I'm looking through things in a rose tinted frame, I don't know. But I think it was pretty captivating at that time to really embrace body positivity. People of color were in ads a lot more at that time, and I think Glossier was really on trend. They were ahead of the trend. In fact, maybe they were responsible for the trend. They blew up really quickly and became one of the biggest giants in the beauty world. I think at that time, they had a valuation of over $1 billion. That's a lot of money, okay? Now, let's fast forward to 2020, because that's where things begin to shift drastically. Now, of course, we had a panini to deal with. That's when the panini happened and everyone was catching the panini. The good times did not continue for Glossier, and in 2020 they were forced to lay off employees due to the pandemic. Now, I don't know what got into the employees during that specific time. I guess because they were laid off, they were able to finally breathe and kind of have some revelations about how they were being treated at work. An Instagram page called Outta the Gloss was created to serve as kind of a place to air out their grievances about the company Glossier and how they were treated, especially in terms of their people of color, so brown, black people. I guess the biggest takeaway from this Instagram page that I saw was that Glossier was essentially being very performative in all the ethics and beliefs that they were touting in their marketing. You know, claiming to support people of color and, really uplift them in a marketing capitalistic way versus the way they actually treated them in the workplace as employees. So here is some of the examples from their Instagram. Inhumane, dirty work environment. There was a case where there was rat feces everywhere.
Call the police. We need to call the police.
And by the way, this is all allegedly. These are all conspiracy theories. These are all just speculations. These are not my facts that I'm giving. I cannot prove that any of this is true. So Glossier, please do not be serving me no cease and desist, okay? Because they will be denied. I'm gonna talk, okay? This is just opinion, conspiracy, and theories, okay? I'm just saying. I've got good lawyers. I just don't want to use them, okay? So also, there was mishandling of racist interactions between guests and employees. There was allegedly a case where white teens came in blackface and essentially harassed black employees. And those black employees did not feel supported by Glossier when handling that situation. Now listen, I have worked in the restaurant industry for, oh my God, at least half a decade, going on 7 years. And as a manager of this one particular place, it has always been my opinion that in my restaurant, my employees and my coworkers are to be believed first before the customer. In my establishment, the customer is not always right. The employee, that's the expert. They're always right. So that's just kind of the perspective I have, and that's why I think that our restaurant specifically has been able to, maintain good coworkers, good employees. Because listen, the honest God's truth is that you can have a lot of different potential for customers, but you don't have as many potentials for good, hardworking employees. And it seems like Outta the Gloss is alleging that Glossier didn't understand that concept. Now, the last thing that was really, kind of a big example, and they go over a lot of different grievances, is that there was allegedly lots of different pay gaps. Wide, massive pay gaps where people of color were being paid a lot less for the same job than people that were of the white ethnicity. So that's kind of a problem. They also complained about upward mobility and just a whole bunch of work-related issues. They also had a lot of demands. They wanted an open public communication showing accountability. They wanted anti-racism training. They wanted an HR liaison that worked for the employees, not the employers. They wanted pay parity based on effective performance evaluations, and they wanted a safe working environment. Now, I'll post right up here, kind of like some of those different demands that they had. It goes without saying that this Instagram page had 13,000 plus followers, and they had a lot of engagement as well. So to say they were influential was pretty understated. There was definitely a lot of back and forth between Glossy and this IG page, but I think as of me reading it, as of like last week, those demands were not really met completely. And ever since this situation in 2020, Glossier's social media has been on a downward spiral. They have consistently lost followers since all of this drama. I think that they've lost at least over 100K followers on Instagram alone. Yikes. So, that was 2020, y'all. We haven't even gotten to current day. This is current news. This is hot off the press, okay? There's only a handful of physical retail stores, but they recently closed their flagship location in New York City. It's not a good sign.
Life could be worse. No, not really. This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst. Yeah.
Not a good sign at all. I also read an article from Modern Retail, thanks Modern Retail for doing the legwork, by Gabriella Barco, and they reported that they recently laid off a third of their entire staff. Okay, now I'm going to read an excerpt from this article. Waste went on to say that the company has made some mistakes over the past 2 years. We prioritized certain strategic projects that distracted us from laser focus we needed to have on our core business, scaling our beauty brand. She also noted that Glossier got ahead of ourselves on hiring. According to the note, the technology team will be impacted the most. We are shifting our technology strategy to leverage external partners for parts of our platform that we're currently maintaining internally. It's not good news. That's not good news. It seems to me that they were trying to do a lot of things in-house when they should have been outsourcing that work. Now, this might be a controversial topic, and it's something that's really interesting, outsourcing versus paying for things within. When you outsource work, you're actually able to pay that person a lot cheaper than it would be to, excuse the noise on my street. Oh my God. It's like a drag race out there. Well, it is Saturday night, I guess. But anyway, like I was saying, it's a lot cheaper to pay someone that is not a full-time employee. In fact, maybe they were trying to contract work outside of their headquarters. That would have been a lot cheaper because they don't have to pay benefits and all that stuff. Now, as long as they're doing that legally, not like what Estee Lauder allegedly did.
It sickens me to my stomach.
Go watch that video. But as long as they're doing that in a legal way, hiring contractors can save a company a ton of money. And it seems like they were hiring a lot of tech company from within the company instead of contracting it out. So, I don't know. What happens to Glossier now? Them getting canceled in 2020 combined with their economic woes has a lot of people wondering if they're going to survive into, this next decade. I'm not entirely sure myself. Like I said before, their core audience are millennials. We're the type of people that really were captivated by their brand to begin with. And Generation Z, I see them kind of rejecting that millennial minimalist aesthetic. I feel like Gen Zers are more into consumption, living for today, spending money. And that can be a whole entirely different video to talk about whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it's kind of the reality. And I don't think Glossier has been able to really evolve with the times. I think with any business, you have to know how to pivot at the right time. And I'm not sure that they're pivoting at the right time. So I'm not sure. A lot of experts seem to think that they've really lost their focus on their why. And I can't say I disagree with that. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think about Glossier and that whole debacle with the Out of the Gloss IG page? What do you think about their treatment of their workers? Do you think that they can get back on track? I don't know. The trajectory is not looking so good right now. I hope that as they downscale their business operations and kind of their employee base, they can kind of cut back some of their costs and kind of really dig deep to find focus. Because if not, I think they're going to be left in the dust. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do me a big favor and share this video. If you find any of my content to be interesting, the best thing you can do for me is to like the video, Comment your opinion down below and share it with someone you think might genuinely find my content also valuable. As I always say, if you don't like this video, you're gonna get acne. And who needs acne? Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.